So I've been in Addis Ababa for a little over 1 week, and I estimate that I've lost nearly 5 pounds, which might be a little bit fast for my doctor. But what I really want to talk to you about is the United States capture of Maduro. So, in general, if a felony has in fact been committed, I don't really see a problem with violating international borders, because that is how you're going to enforce the rule of law all around the world, is to make sure that it is stopped or arrested all around the world. However, the United States has a small problem. The Supreme Court of the United States issued a case, Town of Newton versus Rummery, which says that involuntary waiver of constitutional rights is no reason to hold a release dismissal agreement invalid. A release dismissal agreement is where a prosecutor threatens a criminal defendant with a criminal prosecution unless they agree to release those who have accused them of crime. Now, this is an act of tyranny, because now the criminal defendant is going to be extrajudicially punished by prosecutors. Furthermore, the criminal defendant is not going to admit to the facts charged in the dismissed indictment. Furthermore, the criminal defendant doesn't have any constitutional rights, because they've been removed by the prosecutor's threat. I mean, imagine if you're threatened with 25 years to life in prison, or you can sign a release against those that have falsely accused you of crime. What do you do? So, until such time as the Supreme Court of the United States overrules the case Town of Newton versus Rummery and allows criminal defendants to peacefully and orderly petition the courts for redress of grievances without obstruction, I don't see how the United States has a right to arrest anybody. Further, right, except the 9 Supreme Court justices who sit on the bench of the United States Supreme Court, because they are involved in denying people their constitutional rights, and it's also an act of corruption, because corruption properly defined is obtaining, which is extortion, under the color, that's for private third-party benefit, and there are lots of people who are going to benefit from Maduro's capture, right, with an official act, which is precisely what the United States officials do, is use official acts. So until such time as the 9 Supreme Court justices of the United States are arrested, taken into custody, held accountable for their actions, I don't think that anyone else should be accountable for their actions either. Furthermore, the case Town of Newton versus Rummery is so vile and so disgusting and so reprehensible that until that case is overruled, the United States has no right to arrest anyone. Long live the king.